Are you moving to Colorado and want to know where the best place for you and your family to move? That's what this video is for. Let's get started. Hi there, Christy Lee here, and I am a local real estate agent in the state of Colorado, but more importantly, I am a native of Colorado. If you're new to my channel, all of my videos are catered to help you find the best place for you to move. If that's something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. As much as I love making these videos for you, I love helping you more. So my contact information is right there. Please reach out to me anytime. I'd love to talk to you. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about the top 3 suburbs I think you should consider if you're planning on moving to Colorado with a family. The very first one is going to be Erie, Colorado. Now, Erie is my personal favorite. I am a little bit biased of Erie because that is actually where I live. Erie is going to be located about 25 minutes north of Denver and about 20 minutes or so east of Boulder. So it is a prime location if you're somebody who likes to either go to Boulder and go to Denver, you work at both of these places, maybe you head out to, the foothills quite a bit. Either way, Erie is going to be one of those places that's kind of like a little gem that most people just don't know about, but it is up and coming. Now, the reason why I love Erie so much for families is because it actually is very much geared towards families. Every single thing that we have going on out here is going to be catered to, little kids or high school kids. There's just a lot of family stuff going on. Now, Erie is going to be, population is going to be roughly 30,000 people. So it is going to be a little bit smaller. So if that's something that kind of is not up your alley, we will talk about larger cities here in just a second. But Erie is going to be one of the smaller ones I'm going to be talking about. It does very much have that small town feel, a little bit rural feel as well, while it is growing. So that rural feeling is going away relatively quickly, actually. But it is small. So you're going to have that Main Street downtown area that'll have restaurants, which are really cool down there. Several breweries are going to be down there. There's like 2 boutiques maybe, but that is also where your families, your kiddos are going to go hang out for all the festivals that we have going on. So there's, the farmers markets all the time. You have Boo on Briggs where they could go trick-or-treating down there. You have the Christmas parade, which is actually like a very much small town Christmas parade where you have local, trucks and fire trucks, Santa Claus, all that going down the street, throwing candy, your typical thing that you might see on a movie. We have balloons, hot air balloons going up every single day throughout the summer, which is super cool. You have the fireworks happening here. Like everything that happens here at Erie is very family friendly, very family oriented. Also, something that you should know about Erie is that the median age is roughly mid-30s. So that also is going to tell you that it is a younger generation that does live here for the most part. Most people who are going to be starting families, or maybe they already have an established family. But it's not really going to be for those people who are like young 20s, who are like the partiers and want to head downtown all the time. Erie really is not going to be that way. So if you're, a person who likes to do all that stuff, do not head to Erie. Do not live in Erie. Half of our things shut down right around 10. So just so you know, the median house price in Erie right now in 2023 is going to be mid 700,000. So that's going to pretty much get you, a home that's going to be roughly 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. You might actually get some sort of new build construction out here for that price point, especially nowadays. There's not like a lot of old houses at Erie. So that's something that you should be aware of. For the most part, all of the houses are going to be built in the 90s and then newer. So there's going to be a lot of new development going out here as well. So if you're somebody who wants a newer home, one that has, all the bells and whistles, or maybe even under warranty, Erie is a great place to go to as well, because there's a lot of new development going on out here, which is great as well. Another great thing that I think you should be aware of when it comes to Erie is that I feel like a lot of the communities out here also are geared toward family as well. And what I mean by that is that they offer the pool, the clubhouse, the gym, all of that things. I mean, I could think of probably 5 or 6 just offhand that do offer those amenities to their residents, while some other areas, some other areas around Denver, not so much. You're just going to have your house. You probably pay an HOA, but you might not have all those amenities that are included in your HOA. So that's one great thing about Erie. Another cool thing about this area is that you're going to have a lot of things around it. So you have the Erie Rec Center, but then you have a baseball fields, soccer fields, the bump track, the skate track, all of that stuff is going to be right there next to the Erie Rec Center. You also have a disc golf course that is going to be right up the street. You have a single track if you're somebody who likes to mountain bike. And then there's miles upon miles of actual riding or, walking, running tracks as well, all over Erie too. So if you're somebody who likes to be outdoors and get your exercise on, this is an absolute great location to have that as well. Okay, so the second city I want you to consider for families is going to be Arvada. Now, Arvada is, close to my heart as well, because I actually did grow up in Arvada. I spent a majority of my life in Arvada. So I do know it very well, and I've seen it grow over the last, 20, 30 years. So Arvada is going to be located on the west side of town. So you're about 20 minutes west of Denver, which is great. And the cool thing about Arvada is that they finally do have the light rail system that goes out there. Erie does not. So if you're somebody who loves to take public transportation, or you want to take your kiddos to the Rockies game or the Broncos game and not have to worry about parking and traffic, Arvada has a light rail system, and the actual pickup, there's a couple pickups, but the main one is going to be in Old Town Arvada. And then there's a couple other ones that are going to be around the city of Arvada as well. Cool thing about Arvada is that it is going to be a lot older. It's going to be a lot more mature. So you're going to see a lot more of the established houses, the mid-century homes, the brick homes that are, the ranch style places. A lot of these homes are going to be renovated. So if you like that kind of scene for your family, then Arvada is going to be great. Another cool thing about Arvada is that it is so close to the mountains. So where it's located right off of I-70. And so if you're somebody who's, a weekend warrior and you like to head to the mountains all the time, you are literally positioned within Arvada to head out to the mountains at any given time. And you're not going to have to add on all that extra time as if you were in Erie or Parker, which is the next one we're going to talk about. It is going to be a great positioning if you like to ski, snowboard, camp, whatever. Head up to the mountains, you're going to be right there, as well as Black Hawk. Black Hawk is only going to be about 30 minutes or so, which is the gambling area that we have here in Colorado. That is going to be located really closely to Arvada as well. Now, Arvada is going to be one of the larger cities that I'm going to talk about today, and that's going to be just over 100,000 people in Arvada. And like I said, and it's spread out and it's still growing. So it is going to be a lot larger. So if you're somebody who likes more of the established city and not so much of a small town, Arvada is going to be great. If you want something that's going to be a little bit more of a newer home, Arvada is continually growing west. So you're going to have communities like Candeladas out there. Light and Rock is going to be out there as well. Those are going to be on the west side of Arvada. They're still building out there. Now, the one thing you should know about that area out west is that Rocky Flats used to be out there. It's no longer, but they are building near what was Rocky Flats. So do your own research on Rocky Flats and figure out if that's an area you want to be in or not. Some people care, some people don't. So I'll just leave it at that. Another great thing about Arvada is that, again, you have the small town area, or the downtown area. This area has gotten to be super, super cool, especially for kiddos, of course, but especially for even adults. I mean, you have a lot of cool breweries down there. You have a winery over there. You have a really great boutiques all up and down the historic downtown area. And they actually have it closed off. So you actually can't even drive through there because they want pedestrians to go walk around and hang out. So that is a whole area, and that's where they have the farmers markets. They have a bunch of festivals. They do a bunch of like little running events and sporting events. They do all that through Arvada as well. Then you're also going to have a lot of other sporting events or sporting areas. So for your kiddos, if they're going to play baseball, soccer, you have the Lutz area, which is off of 52nd and I don't know, Kipling or so. So that's where a lot of your sporting events is going to take place. You have the Apex Center. You have 2 of those in Arvada. So if you're somebody who likes to, you know, work out or swim or, you know, just be part of the fitness area, Arvada is definitely known for that, mainly just because of its active lifestyle in general, because it is so close to the mountains. Arvada is also located within Jefferson County. So Jefferson County, I should say Erie is located in both Weld and Boulder County, and then Arvada is going to be Jefferson County. So all 3 of these are going to be fantastic counties. There's nothing wrong with any of them, to be perfectly honest. It's just a different area. Jefferson County is going to be on the west side. You're going to have all of, you know, pretty much the western slope over there. School district's great over there. So if you want a lifestyle that's going to be a little bit more active, a little bit more outdoorsy, and definitely closer to the mountains, Arvada is going to be it. Just note that most likely you are either going to have a little bit older home, and if that's your cup of tea, then Arvada is awesome. Or your new builds are going to be definitely more on the west side. And finally, my third choice for a suburban area for families is going to be Parker. Now, Parker is going to be located southeast of Denver, about 30 minutes or so. Now, the reason why I chose Parker is because, in my opinion, is up and coming. So it's a place where it's been around for a long time. I mean, and the population's roughly 60,000 people. So it is going to be really in the middle of both Erie and Arvada as far as population is concerned. But it is growing like crazy. It's in Douglas County, which is one of the best counties in Colorado, according to niche.com. So it has great schools out there. It's just a great area, which I think is really cool because it is so far east, but you have so many amazing views out there. So if you're somebody who wants to have that rolling hill kind of views, Parker's going to be absolutely great. You're also going to get a little bit more for your money if you live out in Parker. So the median house price out in Parker is going to be roughly $600,000, maybe just a little bit more. So it's going to be a little bit less than Arvada and definitely less than Erie. But it's growing like crazy. So you're going to have houses, obviously, that have already been established in the 80s and 90s, but it's going crazy out there with new builds. So if you're somebody who wants something new, Parker is going to be a great location for that. Another thing that I love about Parker is that it is so close to Castle Rock. So if you work in Castle Rock, or even if you just want to commute to Castle Rock, it's only 15 minutes away. And Castle Rock has all of your shopping. You have the outlets out there, awesome restaurants out there, and so does Parker. I mean, they have all of this great stuff, and that's why I love it so much. You have the downtown area in Parker as well. So you have the same kind of thing that Arvada and Erie offer. They do too. They have the festivals, the farmers markets. They have an outdoor skating rink out there. They have a performing arts center there. And so does Arvada actually as well. They both have performing arts centers. So they're really into that kind of stuff out there. They love outdoor living and lifestyle as well. But the difference is between Parker and Arvada is that you are going to be quite a bit east. So if you like to go to the mountains quite a bit, Parker might not be the perfect spot for you just because it is quite a bit east. So you're looking at about an additional 30 to 40 minutes, maybe, east of the mountains. So just know that you're probably going to tack on that time if you plan on going up to the mountains quite a bit. Cool thing about Parker though is it is located just off of E470. So if you are somebody who needs to go to the airport quite a bit, you could hop right on E470 and get out to DIA really in no time because it's right there. You do have to pay for E470, but it's worth every penny in gold in my opinion. Parker is just actually all three of these places are all going to be great for families, mainly because of the age group that mainly live there. You're looking at mid 30s, early 40s on average. So they really are catered to families, to people who are up and coming, are planning on having a family, but not any of them are honestly going to be places that are like heavy partiers, and they're just not those type of areas. So if you're somebody who likes to, the nightlife, all three of these areas are not going to work for you, most likely. They're more like the areas that you're going to settle down and start having a family in, because that's really what they're geared toward. All right, so those are my top 3 areas that I think you should consider if you have a family and planning on moving to Colorado. If you have any questions about any of these areas, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions and help you out. Remember to click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. And then to the next video, take care.